So I was on a hike yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, and I was thinking about conversations that I've had with my girlfriend and stuff, and about you know, well, I was saying how, it's got to be hard. Well, we were talking about walking around with this hardened edge, which I tend to do kind of naturally, I guess. I'm not trying to brag, but we were talking about like it makes my life more difficult sometimes, because I overreact to things, or just like I think that people are trying to get over on me or anything, you know what I mean? Like the world's out to get you, right? But and that probably makes me hard to love, right? And it's hard for me to show love. I'm not very hands-on and like you know public displays of affection, none of that stuff, and but I was thinking to myself about it, and I started thinking about how it's somewhat like my open nerve, right? When I was a kid and growing up the way I grew up with the abuse, physical abuse, violence and verbal abuse, and name calling, all kinds of stuff, watching my mom go through shit, and so it was like I liken it to, or I can compare it to like, you ever smash your big toe or drop something like really heavy on your big toe and it turns all black, right? And like, it hurts like a mother, right? And then all of a sudden the nail comes off. And then it hurts even more, right? Because that skin that was never out in the open is now exposed, right? And you hit it and it just hurts. And, over time it gets hardened, those little nerve endings, they get hardened, and, you get less, you get less pain through those nerves, right? Or at least it seems that way. You get used to it, and then over time you don't even feel it that much anymore. And then next thing you know, over a couple of months, next thing you know, you got a toenail over that, and then like, you never feel that hurt again, not like that. It might be different, until the next time you knock your nail off. But that's how I feel sometimes, like, an exposed nerve, or at least that's how I felt when I was a younger person, especially teenage years, and even, pre-10, 10 and under, there was some messed up stuff going on in my life, and, I didn't have any control over that, but the only control that I could have was over me and how I'm reacting to stuff. And don't get me wrong, I still overreacted to stuff, or cried, or, had my emotions hurt, my feelings hurt, but, it's like each time, right, death by 1,000 cuts. But if you don't die and it heals up, you're less likely to feel it, over time. And that just kind of was what I was thinking about. And my girlfriend was like, man, it's got to be exhausting, and it is. It's pretty exhausting. It's hard for me to let my guard down. Even with my children, I have this hard edge up, and it's because like, I want to prepare them for the world and how harsh it is, right? But really, it just comes off as me being a dick to them, or being a jerk to them, and that's not my intentions, at all. I'm trying to prepare them for the big bad cold world out there, and really how I should be preparing them for that is showing them all the love that they get at home, and at home is where they make it, and things like that, and that you can have people in your life that you truly can count on and love. And so I'm definitely changing over the years. Maybe I'm softening up on certain things, hardening up on others. I don't know. It's hard for me to see the change in myself. My girlfriend says she sees the change in myself. I can tell with my interactions with my children, they see the change in me. Even my ex-wife, the way that we interact on the phone and texting and stuff is way different than it was 6 years ago. And I don't feel like I have to be enemies with anybody anymore, or at least I don't want to. I do kind of take it into my, and turn into that asshole sometimes, and I don't mean to hurt people's feelings, and I'm so like cut and dry with it that like I'm like, whoa, that shit happened over there, you know what I mean? We said all that shit over there. That ain't got nothing to do with what we're doing here, compartmentalize it. But a lot of other people can't do that, and I got to understand that, that sometimes the softer, easier way and the loving kindness way is the way of doing things, and it's hard to relearn that, gotta keep saying, I spent so much of my time putting on this hard exterior, being this tough guy, no one's gonna take advantage of me, I've been locked up, institutions. You know, I was raised in, you know, all through my mid to upper teens in the system. You know, and it was harsh. You know, and you can't show, oh, I love you. You know, that shit isn't acceptable. You know, but being hard and, you know, what the fuck you know what I mean? Like, that shit's acceptable. You know. But yeah, I just want to touch on that. All right, peace, everybody. Have a great day, man. I hope everybody's doing well. Love yourself. Love each other. Peace.